Hi, YouTube. Casey's out today. She got something to attend to, but it's me and the varsity squad. Here we are. Katie Stats, Jack Mack, me. We're talking college football. We're ranking the coaches in the Big Ten and the SEC, and you're going to like the video. You're going to subscribe. You're going to watch the video. You're going to enjoy the video, and I'm not going to let him talk. They're going to do all those things, yes? Watch the show. All right. So, you know what? No cold open. Let's just go. Hi. It's Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. I got the mango and the lime right in front of me. Two of their wonderful flavors. They also have the peach and the passion fruit and the black cherry and the grapefruit and the watermelon and probably one more that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but we also have the mango and the lime, the pineapple. Yes, the pineapple. Brandon loves the pineapple. High Noon. It's great for a football weekend, a basketball weekend, a wherever weekend. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. Doesn't matter. High Noon's delicious. Today, Case not with us. Case on assignment to somewhere, so she will be back next week. It is, we all wore black.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a funeral.
It's just me and the kids. It's me and Jack Mack and Katie Stats. Hi, Katie.
Hello. It's nice to be back.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Katie wasn't.
We didn't know Katie was going to be here.
No, but Katie wasn't on last week because she was very busy with her other job. Because she has a billion jobs here.
Her real job.
But
not as many as Jack
people
Mack.
were. No, you have a lot. She was interviewing like the future employees of the company.
Smart kids.
Did notice, however, people were
Especially
asking, where's Katie Stats? They were like, Jack Mack, where's Katie Stats? I was like, listen to the podcast. We said why she's not here.
The YouTube audience, especially.
Yeah.
The YouTube audience.
Yeah. And she was about to sit over there, and I said, no.
For some reason, when we take the attractive women off the video feed, the YouTube audience seems to disagree with that. So today we actually thought, and this was a mistake by me, I thought Katie's real job was going to get in the way again today. I thought it was just going to be me and Jack. So I had him tweet out, hey, it's just the fellas today. Give us your questions that you would never ask in front of the women. Now, we'll still read your questions later, but there is, in fact, a woman here.
I'll judge you guys' answers if you're really wrong about something.
Very good chance that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it is a college football podcast, and here's what we're going to do today. We've got a little bit of news we'll go over, and probably won't be that long of a show, maybe 45 minutes, an hour perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do a little bit of news, and then I just thought me and Jack thought it was going to be, and then Katie. So we're going to rank 1 through 14 or 1 through 12 or 1 through 10, 1 through whatever, the coaches in every conference in this country. Today we're going to start with 2, and we're going to start with the 2 best football conferences in America, the Big Ten and the SEC. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I sat down to rank the coaches in the SEC, and frankly, I found it pretty easy. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 14. I sat down to do the Big Ten. It's impossible. It's impossible to separate the Big Ten coaches.
I don't.
We're going to work through it together. We're going to work through it together, but I couldn't do it.
The hardest part about the Big Ten, I think, is number 1. Who do you put number 1?
Here's your problem with Big Ten number 1, because logically you look at it and you want to say Ryan Day.
Yeah, me
but
too.
Do we have evidence that he's a great coach?
No.
Or is he a coach at a great program?
Yeah.
He's a coach at a great program.
Who's doing well in that role, but
Right.
is he? Because as I started ranking, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna rank these, and I was doing it during the SEC. Who I would start a new program with.
And then you look at Harbaugh, but Harbaugh just has the one elite year now.
But how do you have Harbaugh number 1? It's like, do
Right.
you? But you could make an argument. You know, he rescued a shitty program.
I know what you're gonna do.
What?
I know what you're
Oh,
gonna
number
do.
1?
Yeah, I know
in
exactly.
the SEC?
No, in the Big Ten.
Oh no,
I know. What
No.
Okay. So we'll actually rank the Big Ten together, and we'll share our rankings for the SEC. Correct?
Yeah, and I think I don't have that many surprises in the SEC. I have one who I think I want to see what you think of.
So
what you think
and
of.
then we're going to have we'll have your questions at the end, your Twitter questions. That should take up a good chunk of the show. Before we get started, a little bit of news. Art Briles just got a job, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Grambling.
Grambling.
Okay. Well, you always got to start somewhere. Art Briles will start at Grambling and see where it goes. I will say this: kudos to the SWAC for. I mean, they're investing in football names more than they ever have before. There's of course Dion, and then throughout the HBCU universe,
Eddie George
as well, Tennessee State, and then you got Grambling now going the Art Briles route. Grambling, their head coach, they hired a head coach too. That's got a name.
Hugh.
Right.
I just had it. Hugh Jackson.
Oh, Hugh
But
Jackson.
Hugh Jackson, of course,
H-U-E, not that Hugh Jackson.
No, Hugh Jackson that was
No,
in Cleveland.
From Cleveland.
I know. I'm saying the actor.
That's Hugh Jackman.
Oh, shit. Close enough.
So they did not hire Wolverine. Is what
Correct.
they're
That
telling
would have
me.
been interesting, though.
That would have been. I mean, you talk about thinking outside the box.
You know what? Who will be the first college football program to hire a celebrity?
Hire
I
an
mean, you
actor?
can argue that a little bit already has
I
happened.
mean, Boston College could hire Ben Affleck tomorrow, probably.
But would that work?
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, then you get into the conversation of is like how much do head coaches actually do versus their coordinators. So
If you're,
be good for recruiting.
I could see like USC hiring Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg?
And Will Ferrell just does great press conferences, and he just has a great offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, and they win 11 games a year. So
Maybe
it's
you
a
get-
topic for a future show
Yeah. Like, how would you construct a program?
around your celebrity.
celebrity.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
who would be the best celebrity for a school? Who would actually do it? Like,
Oh, I mean, I got it. Done. I'm done. I have the perfect head coach for a school, and I bet he would do it.
you know,
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh,
yeah.
He would absolutely take Miami, wouldn't he?
I think.
If he were
100%.
Miami's coach,
Can you imagine that?
and he
He was just a CEO.
puts his money into NIL, and they'd win national title every year. He just gets him a defensive coordinator,
I think
offensive
that's
coordinator.
the best one.
That I don't see out because he played there. There's no better one than that.
There's not. I'm trying to think because he's a celebrity. There's other former stars of the school, but they're not celebrities. The Rock made his name
Football
outside
player,
of football.
right? Maybe McConaughey in Texas.
Yeah, that would also be a good one.
Huh.
I'm thinking of like a female that would get recruits in.
Just
I mean,
just a
not for the right reasons.
Just a
There's
porn
gonna be
star?
yeah.
No, I'm saying
She
like a
just
celebrity,
fucks-
and then
she just fucks all the kids. And
no, she doesn't fuck. She just creates the perfect program for a male.
Okay, all right.
Blue Mountain State.
I never watched that show.
You really should.
I tried to watch it once, and they were
It's-
they were running with Oreo cookies in their ass, and
Yeah.
they ate the cookies, and I was like, nah.
I hate how much I laugh at it. Like Jackass, I think I laughed the entire time, and I was just like embarrassed with how funny I thought it was.
Some of the news that's been broken since we last left you. So the playoff, it is
Yeah.
official till 2026. We'll be stuck in the 4-team playoff. I don't want to get into it because I think this is a tired argument in the fact that if you watch this podcast, you know where I stand. I stand in the fact that it's wrong-headed and it's stupid and it's holding college football back to be married to a 4-team format. You just started less than 10 years ago anyway. Why are we married to it? You have the greatest regular season in sports, and then you follow that with the worst postseason in sports. And people say, well, if you try to make the postseason better, you'll make the regular season worse. I think that's such a stupid argument. That's a crazy argument. Why not make both great? Why end college football's excitement at the end of November? That doesn't make sense. It's really stupid. The postseason is terrible. It's awful. It's anticlimactic. Do something to juice up the postseason, and when you do that, when you let more teams to the dance, more games in the regular season will matter. And these teams, these conferences, these leagues just can't get it through their heads, and they think what we've got now is the best thing. And I can't see how you could look at the 4-team playoff format and be okay with that because it hasn't worked.
Yeah, no, I agree. That I come back to I'm not 100% on the anti-4, but when I hear arguments like that, and I also think of, I love how great the regular season is, but think about the game of, like, even the Egg Bowl this year would have been so much more important than it already was.
Why love the regular season at the expense of the postseason?
And also, I was thinking about college basketball. Like, their regular season isn't as important, of course. It's 64 or 68 teams that get in. But even last night, you watched like Duke or Virginia. Like those players, it's not like the players are going to care less during the regular season about their games.
The regular season is still important. You have bubble watch going all the way back to January.
Yeah, I know.
And that's 64 teams. At 12, it's still only good teams you're talking about. You're not talking about a mediocre team that could get in. You're talking about a team that could, if they're number 15 in November, they have a chance to get up to that number 12 spot. That's exciting. Number 15 team's a good-ass team.
Yeah. And it also is like, if you're the 15th ranked team, you play Alabama. But if you stay close, then you don't drop to 25. Like outside of it, it's like, okay, you played them close. Yeah.
Right now, if Clemson and South Carolina met next year, and Clemson was number 13 and South Carolina was number 16, next year that game doesn't matter at all. Clemson's viewed as a disappointment because they're number 13 and they can't get to the top 4. Next year, it would mean the world. Or, in the other format, it would mean the world. So many other games wouldn't matter. And I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is like these decision makers in the NCAA just are awful at making decisions.
I don't understand the alignment because the SEC is for the expansion, and conferences that have very little chance to win a national title right now are against the expansion. Like, why on earth would the Pac-12 not want more teams to get in? Because they can't win a national title right now.
Yeah. Also, to go to your point, imagine Utah in the playoff.
I don't like his face. That's a bad face. His nose is 1.5 feet long. I don't like him. Which one is that? That's Big Ten.
I know that's Big Ten. I think
Greg.
That's
Jim Phillips.
Jim Phillips ACC.
Yeah, so it has to be
he's
Pac-12.
Oh. I don't
think
like
he
him.
was like.
Also probably the Pac-12
Yep, that would
button would help too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all wearing buttons. We should wear buttons.
No. Well, I mean, no.
So you're wearing a pro football show. I've never seen you wear an unnecessary roughness shirt.
I wear it all the time. I wore one yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen him wear the hoodie or the crew neck.
Crew neck all the time.
Don't gang up on me.
No.
That was facts.
Don't sit here and gang up on me just because Casey's not here.
I just say
what?
facts.
No, that was
I'll
a
fire
fact.
both of you.
I mean, that would.
You're not even my boss, technically.
Am
But
I
that
allowed
would
to
be
fire?
unfortunate if you fired us. I would be disappointed.
What if Casey found out I fired you from the show?
And it should, if that happened, me and Kid would been like, oh man, I would be disappointed. But you know what? I'd stay cordial.
Casey, I fired Jack and Katie.
I can't believe you still have that COVID exposure thing on your phone.
How's that? I don't know how to get rid of it.
If you just go in the settings, you can turn it off.
It just shows up. I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
Did you see the?
No, yeah.
Was the person serious this morning when they tweeted that?
Yeah.
When they tweeted that Ukraine people are huddled in mass right now, and only 35% of them are vaccinated.
The thing is, the internet's so deep right now that I don't know who's a troll, who's not,
Right.
who's fake news, who's real. But I think that person was real because they responded. Now I have anti-vax people attacking me.
To tie that into college football, because I feel like you have.
How? This will be impressive.
100%.
Huh.
No, because not even trying to, but like, it's a thing that's issue. Basically, with the internet becoming such a big thing and reporters living on Twitter, there's a race to get the news out first, and it's not always a race to get the news out first and correctly. So throughout we've all seen whisperings of this, rumors this, sources this, that could be completely not true.
Also,
Same with
with
what's
the
happening with
proliferation
Ukraine,
of
Russia.
Twitter and everything, it's hard to tell when there's a college football thing who's being sarcastic and who's being real.
Oh,
Like somebody will put out something sarcastic, and then I'll be like, "Look, this guy's an idiot," and
I know.
it turns out he got us all.
Yeah.
like I think even
The
like
spaces. I got caught in spaces that was
me too,
Auburn
and you
people.
told me,
That was
pretending
Arkansas.
to be other way around.
Arkansas people pretending to be Auburn. They said Brian Harsin was fired. And then I finally DM'd the people, and I realized one of the guys is someone who's harassed all of us on this podcast. And I was
They
like,
all really don't like you.
Yeah.
Well, they're Arkansas fans.
I know,
They're
it's
very dumb.
it's
There's an
not-
Aussie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were talking about. They would bring up Brandon every five, as much as they brought up Auburn.
You were, with your favorite phrase, rent-free in their heads.
Yeah.
Really are. On your point about quick news versus real, in college football, ultimately it doesn't matter. But when there's a potential war starting, it is
just a little more.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the good thing about with college football is like we like rumors. But it's like a different scale, of course.
Oh, yes, 100%. I'm not trying to say the importance of college football is Ukraine.
But there is a connection, like intertwine. Like how do you, especially in the Twitter world, like
But you get the scoop.
yeah.
So one of the, and I was actually going to give credit to an Arkansas fan, which all the words are spelled right, so he might not be an Arkansas fan. But your tweet was, it would just be me and Brandon today. What are your questions you would ask if the ladies aren't in the room? And this Arkansas says, I'd ask where Brandon Walker's at. That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I left that door open,
Yeah.
and somebody took advantage of it. That's funny.
Yeah, that's really funny. All right, so you just want to rank the, I don't know how much news
Let's
that,
start with SEC. Oh, well,
what other news we got?
so Herm staying and the ASU. Now, here's the thing. Like, these guys say quotes. Who knows if
Right.
they mean it? But the Arizona State AD, Ray Anderson, said that they're going to adjust how the football program operates going forward, and they don't expect to be heavy hitters with NIL deals, so they'll focus on developing players for NFL. That's how you're going to fail.
Well, here's the thing, Ray. If you're not going to be a heavy hitter with NIL deals, you're not going to have to worry about developing players for NFL because you're not going to get a whole lot of players that are good enough to go to the NFL.
You're doing your job poorly as the AD. Like, you should.
Even if you believe that, even if that's your policy, don't say it.
Yeah, because if you're, and also, like, you have a great, Arizona State has the advantage of being a great weather.
Right.
I think they have decent facilities.
And
the women. Great women.
Right.
And you also have, like, a former NFL coach there, NFL coaches littered throughout the staff. Don't say something like this. Like, this is, if I was recruiting against Arizona State right now, I would be sending this to every single player that is getting recruited by them. Like, what, you want to go there and make no money?
Yeah. And, if I'm Jed Fish, this is Christmas.
It's like, no, we're going to find a way to pay you, and our girls are just as hot.
Jed Fish being in Arizona, and he's actually doing a good job recruiting and everything.
And working the transfer portal really well.
Yeah, so there you go. Arizona State saying that they do not want to be in the NIL. And one thing we didn't talk about last week, I guess maybe earlier this week or late last week, their quarterback transferred.
Yep.
Yes.
Which led to one of my favorite videos we've seen in college football in a while, which was all the vultures, the players on Arizona State, descending on his locker,
they didn't like him.
Taking his stuff, and then just saying, "Oh, he sucks anyway."
Which isn't true.
It doesn't have to be true. I like that they said it.
Yeah, that is true.
I like that they said it, and they said he sucks anyways. They might not be talking about him as a football player. Like, they know him. They know that. Like, they might just think he's a dick.
He may be.
It seems like. I mean, it wasn't an unpopular opinion on that team. They seemed to be celebrating that he was gone.
Yeah, and they went to his locker right away, and they're like, he's gone.
Free shit, baby.
It's like when Bob Stoops, when Lincoln Riley, how there's a photo of him like throwing stuff off the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully that was true, if that actually was.
I think that was just, but that was.
Just the good imagery.
All right, you want to rank the coaches in the SEC? We both have these written down.
Did you
right?
care?
Okay.
I don't know if
the
you want to talk about
USFL draft round 1. Who cares about the USFL? But my question is, as we see, the first pick 1-1 was Shea Patterson. Pick 1-2 was Jordan Teamu.
I think it did have to be quarterbacks in the first round.
That's fine. Did they not have TV?
You know what's brutal?
Whatever
this is the Michigan team, so they probably drafted him because it's Shea Patterson.
The Michigan Panthers didn't have TV?
It's Jeff. This is Jeff Fisher and Shea Patterson together.
Oh,
that's going to be a
Shea Patterson, the number 1 overall pick of the USFL. Why not just say we're not taking football serious?
Clayton Thorson.
Kyle Aletta, Kyle Sloter. A couple of good, like Jordan Teamu, good quarterback
decent,
in college, It's funny because Jordan Teamu is the guy that Ole Miss played because Shea Patterson transferred. And there they are, 1-2 in the USFL. So if you ever want to make money in the USFL, go to Ole Miss.
Or Memphis, where you became the 12th round draft pick. Paxton Lynch after being a first round draft pick in the NFL. Crazy.
I didn't realize
he was out.
He was out.
I thought he was like a backup somewhere.
I thought he was somebody's third stringer. I thought he was holding a clipboard for somebody. He played 2 years and peaced out.
And I think the NFL was like, no, you're not good enough. I think everyone realized.
And the NFL is never like that. You realize how many bad third-string quarterbacks are in the league?
Geno Smith is still in the league right now, and people are like, no, he deserves another shot.
I mean, I just
hey, Geno Smith, you may deserve another shot.
You know how bad you got to be a first-round pick and be out of the league in 2 years? They give
insane.
you such a long leash. They give you a chance after chance after chance. If you're out of the league in 2 years, you just
look at Tim Tebow. He couldn't throw the ball. He was
and the Jets traded for him.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, I love a lot of things.
I know that.
I love football.
Yes.
I love my family.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I love food.
Yes.
I love women.
Yep.
But I hate eating out.
Oh, wow.
And if you don't want to eat out, you can.
I hate that too. Let me tell you.
Sucks.
If you don't like eating out, you can avoid the long lines, and you can avoid going down to all the restaurants. You can avoid all that staying home. HelloFresh is the best meal service kit in the world.
Going downtown's the worst.
It is the worst because it's people there. You don't know who's been there.
Yeah.
And you don't know who's coming and going.
So many things.
So many things could have been there. So anyway, HelloFresh, the number 1 meal service kit in this country. They deliver pre-portioned.
It's long, uncomfortable.
Just relax. Okay. Just relax. I think we got
my neck.
We've got it. We've got it out there. All right. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week. So you get convenience. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You skip all the lines. And you don't have to worry about the stress of planning your meals. Because what HelloFresh is, it's this wonderful box that's sent to you every week or however often you want it. You open it up, and it has these prepackaged ingredients with recipe cards. They're 30 minutes or less. You follow them. You take out their ingredients, which are already formatted to be in the recipe. And then in 30 minutes, you're enjoying delicious stroganoff or sloppy joes or wings or spaghetti. Something delicious, something awesome, something unique. HelloFresh delivers that to your door, and you don't have to worry about the rising cost of going out.
Yes. And you get to choose.
You get to choose. You can customize your favorite dishes with their Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or side for another, upgrading for a more luxurious experience, even adding protein to a veggie meal.
Yes.
They cut back on time in the kitchen with meals ready in about 30 minutes, plus quick and easy meals that are 20 minutes or less. So they got everything. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the same quality, and you can save on average over $65 per month when you order HelloFresh instead of grocery shopping. HelloFresh.com/myname. Walker16. HelloFresh.com/Walker16. Use code Walker16 for up to 16 free meals. They're upping it every week. It was 14.
Wait,
now it's 16.
Wait, and don't you get something? You got a prize in there?
3 free gifts.
Whoa. Wow. Katie told us about the prize last week, I'm pretty sure.
Did she?
Oh, no. She wasn't on the show. It was Casey who did.
Yeah.
HelloFresh.com/Walker16.
It'll be like different spices. Yeah.
Also, aren't all the meals 2 portions?
So it's 32.
Yeah.
16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Again, HelloFresh.com/Walker16. SEC coaches. So we're going to do this for every conference. We'll do it for ACC. And Jack's very stupid. Jack went ahead and ranked the ACC coaches, even though I didn't even say it out loud. I texted it to him. So
I have no idea why I did it, but I'm ahead for whenever we rank ACC.
So we'll do ACC and Big 12 next week, and then we'll do Pac-12 the week after that. So, like I said, we're going to do SEC and Big 10. And see where the discussions take us. Now, SEC, I went 1 through 14.
I really had a lot more trouble with the SEC.
All right, so we'll do it. We'll do it like we'll go 1, and then we'll do our pick. Okay.
All right.
This is and
I did it starting a program today.
I did it just based on how I think the coach is. So I didn't really do that.
All right, then.
Okay, well, that's fine. So number one, the number one coach in the SEC is Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So Nick Saban, number 1. Now, there is a choice to me to be made at number 2. One Nick Saban across the board. The second best coach in the SEC.
Are you going to say the newbie?
No, I'm going to say Kirby Smart.
Me too.
I'm going to say Kirby Smart because I think he earned it with winning the national title, and they're built to win more, and they're just a program now. They're like a top level program. They're sitting on top of the sport.
The only way you would put him 1 would be if you were saying for the next 10 years, because Saban. But Saban had a quote I think yesterday about retiring. He's just like, I can't even envision it. I don't
think he's going anywhere.
I even saw a quote from him that said he was like, I'm scared to retire because I think he thinks he'll break down. Well, in terms of like
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant,
he
within
retired
a month
later he was dead. Yeah. So I got Kirby Smart number 2. You got Kirby Smart number 2?
Yep.
I got Jimbo Fisher 3. Between 2 and 3, it was a choice to me. It was a choice. Jimbo has won a national title. Kirby's won a national title. Jimbo won it with a freak athlete and a freak quarterback, and was able. And then it kind of fell apart. I don't know if Kirby Smart's going to fall apart, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that it doesn't. So that's why I got Kirby 2. I got Jimbo 3.
Question for new coaches. Are you saying for LSU and Florida?
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Yeah. Well, it'll be explained through the process.
Okay. Jimbo 3.
You have Jimbo 3?
Yeah.
So we're even right now.
Yeah, even.
I have 4 Brian Kelly.
Me too.
Okay, so we're all even.
Now we're about to get to points where I think we'll differentiate.
Okay, so Brian Kelly 4, LSU. I think he's a very good coach. I don't know if he'll work in Baton Rouge, but based on what we've seen so far, I think he's the 4th best coach in the SEC.
Not including the dancing.
Maybe including the dancing.
I'm interested if we have a stand over 5.
If he wins with the dancing,
then who cares?
Then that adds to it. Number 5.
Mark Stoops.
Lane Kiffin.
All right.
I'm a fair guy.
You have Lane Kiffin above your own?
I'm a fair guy. Am I anything but fair? Am I anything but honest?
Yep.
Lane Kiffin's a good coach. Lane Kiffin got there, and they won. They weren't that good, but they won 10 games in his second year. They were a little bit of smoke and mirrors, and we'll see how he does without his quarterback, although he went and got another one. So Lane Kiffin, so far, I think he's number 5. And you got Stoops at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I think what he's done at Kentucky is very impressive.
Yeah.
He's won, 9 games? Or
Right.
I think Kentucky's a team that could have easily been like a team that won or like just been someone you ran through in the SEC. It's like, oh, we play Kentucky. Now it's a game you have to show up for.
I think Stoops winning 9, 10 games every 3 or 4 years at Kentucky is a byproduct of the East just kind of being a little shitty.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, when the East goes down, they come up. When the East comes back up, they go down. My number 6 is Mark Stoops.
All right, I have Lane Kiffin there.
So there we go.
Yeah.
We're in lockstep here. We're pretty much in lockstep. So when's it going to change here? Again, I tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
Are you about to say
You're
Sam?
about to Sam Pittman?
Number 7, I got Sam Pittman.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
Guy's done a good job.
Arkansas fans, take note.
They're not going to take note. They're fucking stupid. They don't care. I can say every nice thing in the world about Arkansas, and just because I said something mean about him 3 years ago, that's all they think about, because it is 3 years ago in Arkansas, that backwards-ass hillbilly state.
And he's back.
Sam Pittman's a good coach, and he's top half in the SEC. And they're also going to get mad he's way down at 7 because they're very stupid. Sam Pittman, number 7. He's been great since he got there.
Yeah.
Now, he hired the right coordinators, but that's part of the deal. Who's your number 7?
I have Josh Heupel. But
Okay, well, that's our first big difference.
oh, really?
Josh Heupel did a good job in his first year at Tennessee.
All right.
But again, like I said about Kentucky, I think he benefited from the East swinging downward.
Because Florida wasn't good.
Florida wasn't good. Carolina's still not very good. Missouri's trash. Vanderbilt's trash. Like, he benefited big from the East swinging downward, and he's still, even then, what they go 7-5, 6-6.
Yeah.
Like, good. He was good. He was better than Pruitt for sure. But I'm not sure I can put him over what
Yeah, 7-6.
what Pittman's done so far. So that's number 7. I got Pittman. You got Heupel.
Yep.
All right, we turn the back half. Number 8.
I have Pittman.
I have Mike Leach.
All right.
And Mike Leach, to his point at Mississippi State, is the reason he fell a little bit. He's actually, I believe, a better coach than Pittman. He's a better coach than Kiffin. But if you take what they've done in their first 2 years, they all got there at the same time. The other 2 guys are ahead of him in the SEC. All right. So my number 8 was Leach. Your number 8 was who?
Pittman.
My number 9, Shane Beamer.
Okay. Mine is, and this is where
Where's Mike Leach? Why haven't you said Mike Leach?
He's going to be 10. But my number 9 is Billy Napier. I'm in on him.
I'm out.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I've realized something about
Okay,
Napier.
tell me.
Florida is so stupid.
Okay.
Because Dan Mullen is a proven guy.
All right.
They fired him to hire an unproven guy.
Yeah.
And on the surface, okay, you give a guy a chance. But what is Florida's big hope over the next 2 or 3 years? It's that this quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson
Can
can get them going. Can
And
be
didn't
great.
Emory Jones remain too? Oh.
Anthony Richardson is their big hope. That's what they're putting all their eggs in that basket.
Uh-huh.
So why fire the guy who can developing the best? Why fire the best quarterback developer in the country?
What's Anthony Richardson's ceiling?
Anthony Richardson is, if you constructed a Dan Mullen quarterback, it's Anthony Richardson.
It's Dak Prescott.
It's Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He could be Dak Prescott.
And he wears his number.
But he can't be Dak Prescott without the coach that made Dak Prescott Dak Prescott.
I know, yeah.
It's the dumbest thing. They kept the quarterback and got rid of the coach that was right for the quarterback because of one bad year. Florida made a mistake. And they're hiring a guy. If Billy Napier wins a national title at Florida, obviously I'm wrong. If he wins the SEC title, obviously I'm wrong. They went to the unknown store and picked up an unknown product and traded in a very much known guy.
Yeah.
For what? Because they got their feelings hurt. They had a bad year.
I think
Florida fucked up.
I was reading, and I respect the opinions of a few people within the industry. A lot of people at 24/7 Sports, and they're really, really high on who they hired as assistant coaches when he was at Louisiana Lafayette. He can identify talent from the coaching perspective. Now he has more money, and he's at Florida. He brought a lot of the guys with him. He brought some other guys. I think he may develop. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bullish because I want to be bullish on somebody. But who knows if
More than Texas?
not more than Texas. But yeah, you know that. But number 10, I have Leach.
Number 10, I have Heupel.
All right.
All right, we're around the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
11, I got Napier.
I have Beamer.
12, I have Elisha Drinkwitz.
Me too.
13, we going in the same direction?
No,
here? 13, we have Clark Lee.
Yeah. Harson's the worst.
14.
Yeah.
I did this whole thing so we could call Auburn's coach the worst.
He's the worst.
Brian Harsin, far and away the worst. Maybe the worst SEC hire of the last decade. And that includes like fucking Jeremy Pruitt, Chad Morris.
Yeah.
This could have been the worst hire of all of them.
I think Kevin Steele last year, Auburn's 10-2, 9-3.
I could see that.
They were 6-6 though, and lost to Houston in the
even like Derek Mason, who was
Bowl.
their defensive coordinator. Like
might have been better
if Derek Mason was their coach, they would have been better.
And in the offseason, it's just become worse. And you can't tell me it's not become. And it's part of his fault too. I know it's the boosters.
Well, they've lost all their good coaches and replaced them with guys he coached with at Boise State, and he wasn't that great at Boise State.
There's a joke from Auburn fans. If you go on their Twitter feed, they've hired 35 offensive analysts. They just have analysts on their team now.
I don't know.
But also, this isn't shocking. You hired the guy from Boise State to come coach at like the tightest knit community in the SEC.
Right. Yeah.
Who has the boosters that are like the most particular.
Who has a good situation in that they can win. They have a structure can win, but they also have the most competitive neighborhood in the world. They have Alabama on one side, and they're stuck in a house between the Alabama mansion and the Georgia mansion.
And they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses keep adding like
the Joneses ain't hiring somebody
hot
from Boise
tubs,
State.
A sauna. They have two pools.
The Georgia and Alabama backyards are actually starting to. They move the fences in, and Auburn's yard.
They're about to buy out Auburn.
They're buy out Auburn. Yeah,
together.
So that's the SEC. I think that's pretty easy. The SEC doesn't seem all that difficult. You have the national title coaches at the top. You have the new guys and the guys in 1 year down at the bottom, and Brian Harsin at the very bottom. And in the middle there, you got your Leaches and your Kiffins and your Pittmans that are kind of just jostling.
And if you compared where programs should rank, probably the biggest difference is Auburn. Auburn from like if let's say we did it without coaches and it was like
Vanderbilt naturally should be like 13 or 14.
But if Clark Lee is a +1. Pittman is probably a +2 or 3.
I would say Stoops is probably +4 or 5.
4 or 5. Jimbo may be like a +1, but not that higher up. Kirby and Saban are probably right where they should be.
Yeah.
And then the other ones like Shane Beamer's probably right where South Carolina should be.
Yeah.
And then Elijah Drinkwitz maybe. Where would you put Mizzou as a program in the SEC?
I mean, they're
maybe 12.
Bottom 3 or 4.
Yeah. So there's not. I don't know if there's any awful coaches in the SEC outside of Harsin right now.
Well, we don't. Clark Lee's a complete unknown still.
And
yeah, but to say like I feel like Clark Lee is almost like an NA because he could be phenomenal, but until Vanderbilt even comes close to sniffing the recruiting talent, like he's basically coaching 12-year-olds out there comparatively. Like you don't know how good he could be.
They almost lost to UConn.
Sex!
Oh, geez. I didn't know we were going to talk about that today.
Sex!
Oh, no.
We're not talking about directly sex. We're actually just talking about your wiener, your pecker.
Better.
Your tallywhacker.
It's down here.
Your goober. Your meat and two veg.
Johnson.
Your mom and daddy button. You
Johnson.
know, the cock. We're talking about the penis. And a lot of dudes' penises, they don't act right during sex. They don't stay where they need to stay.
Yeah,
they don't stand at attention. Yeah. They don't last as long. They show up to the party. They come and they go. Nuh-uh.
Quick.
Not your penis. Not your penis when it comes to Roman swipes, because Roman swipes is made to make you last longer. And I don't have your Face ID, so I can't read the rest of the ad. But Roman swipes, what you do is you swipe it on there a little bit, and it makes you last longer in bed. It helps out a lot. You don't have to think about baseball, your third grade teacher, turtles. You don't have to think about any of that. You just think about fucking. That's what you got to think about. You think about that good old fucking. That's what's going on in your mind. They are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast-acting, and they don't require a prescription. And I know the ad's going well when Katie pulls the hood down over her head. They're super easy to use. Just use the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go.
They're super discreet.
You are good to go. I'm telling you right now, go to GetRoman.com/Walker to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/Walker. Now,
true.
The Big Ten.
It's tough, man.
The Big Ten is not nearly as cut and dry because the Big Ten, I don't know who the worst coach is. I don't know who the best coach. You do know who the worst coach? Hold on.
Yeah, we know who it is.
Hold on. Or you think it's Loxley?
I think it's Tom Allen. I think he's the worst coach.
I don't think Tom Allen's a bad coach. I think they were.
All right, you think he's just cringy?
I think he's cringy. I don't think he's a bad coach.
All right,
He
okay.
did get the good year out of Indiana, which nobody else has ever gotten.
That is true.
And I think we overreacted to it, but I still think he's a good coach. Like, let's go through the list.
And he's brought hope to a program that's usually been a zero.
Schiano is hope for Rutgers. Like, Loxley showed some recruiting talent. Harbaugh, Franklin, Tucker did what Tucker did. Fleck had the big year. You know, Frost.
Fitzgerald is like
You almost have to put Frost at the bottom.
Frost maybe at the bottom until further
right
notice.
now, yeah.
Until further notice. Like if he doesn't do it this year, then he's bottom.
Well, he's gone too.
Yeah, he's gone.
So let's do the top.
All right.
You almost have to put Ryan Day at the top, but there is no evidence that he's a great coach.
Yeah, and I think
He's a good
because
coach.
I don't
great
think
program.
I can put Harbaugh 1.
I can't put Harbaugh 1. Who would you consider for 1? Would you consider Day, Harbaugh? Maybe you consider Franklin. Maybe you consider Tucker after this year.
And I mean, Chris does keep that program as is.
Ferentz is.
But they don't take it to the next level. If you're going to be number 1, you have to be. I mean, it's Harbaugh and Day. Like Harbaugh took a team that was good this year, but not amazing, to the college football playoff. That should be like that's something that good.
So
coaches
let's
do.
go. I'm going to go Day 1, Harbaugh 2. But Harbaugh just has the one good year.
The year that they
2016.
That was a good team.
All right.
And if JT Barrett was 1 inch shorter,
they go to the playoff.
They go to the playoff.
You could say the same thing for Tucker though. He had the one good year. Like where do you?
Yeah, but it's like 1 of 1. Like Harbaugh's got the one good year in 8, whereas Tucker has.
Then also Harbaugh like Harbaugh saved the Stanford. Stanford wouldn't be a thing without Harbaugh saving them in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Right.
I mean, he put together the greatest upset in college football history.
So I'm going to go Day 1.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about beating USC?
I mean, points wise, they were a bigger underdog than App State was.
Day 1, Harbaugh 2. Now, what do you do at 3? Do you go Tucker? Do you go Franklin? Do you go?
I think
Ferentz?
Tucker's right there. I think you almost have to put, but do you put Tuck above Christ?
Also,
I feel like Chris the way you feel about Ferentz. Chris has shown no ability to get to the next level. Chris has a ceiling on his program.
Yeah, and he's just taken.
Yeah,
Wisconsin and
he's taken.
They've stayed where they were.
He's taken them from the middle and drove them to the middle.
Yeah, or like top middle. Yeah,
like imagine he's a race car driver, right? And the other driver who was driving 200 miles an hour and gets out, he gets in, goes right to 200 miles an hour, and that's cruise control.
Yeah, and the fans aren't mad. They're just like, oh, this is just another,
just a different driver. Yeah, same car. So I think Franklin's 3. Franklin has an ability. Like Franklin could. I could see Franklin making a playoff.
Also, let's not forget, Franklin came in after O'Brien left.
Right.
Which was right after all the sanctions. Like
they were still kind of in the desert.
Yeah, they were in the desert, and he's had bad seasons. His worst season was the COVID season, which you got to give an asterisk. But didn't they lose 3 straight games then this year?
I'm gonna go Tucker 4.
At least. But if you are talking about Harbaugh's career at Stanford, then you have to talk about Scott Frost
at UCF.
Yeah.
And you also have to talk about Franklin doing good things at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but when you talk about Harbaugh, yeah.
But if you're in the SEC, you rank Jimbo high because he won a national title at Florida State, so that's fair. I've got I'm penciling in Tucker at 4.
So above Ferentz and Christ.
He reached a level this year that they haven't reached in recent years. Did he not? They got blown out by Ohio State, and that makes their season look worse than it was. But Michigan State was not far from making the playoff.
The worst thing about Tucker...
I mean, they made the playoff in, 2016?
They did, yeah.
The worst thing Tucker did was the passing defense coordinator.
Yeah, well, they weren't very good there. So I'm going to go... You like Christ or Ferentz better? I like Ferentz better than Christ.
Ferentz has done more. You could dock him for having a program, some problems within the program, but it seems like they've kind of worked themselves out.
But this is Barstool. We don't have problems with those things. No. I'm saying Ferentz 5, Chris 6.
All right, now we got to very interesting.
Now they're all the same coach.
I would say Fitzgerald's at 7.
I would say Flex at 7.
All right.
I'd say Fitzgerald could you could argue that he could be up there. even above that.
Well, he does.
I think.
And you have the off years and the on years, but
Right.
I think
when they're on, they're really fucking good, and it's at Northwestern, which has never been very good.
Ever.
because it's recruiting cycles.
But
are
Minnesota,
is issue.
Minnesota, 2019 was great, and this year they were really good.
And then they were really good this year. I mean, they did lose the Bowling Green, but they figured it out.
Yeah, they figured it out.
So y'all like Fitzgerald over Fleck. I like Fleck over Fitzgerald.
I could argue either way, but I'm just saying like
You're
of
the
things to be
tiebreaker.
considered.
Fitzgerald or Fleck? No,
I
you
do
said
Fit-
it.
I do
Believe in yourself.
I do Fitzgerald over Fleck.
All right, so
And then after that,
my pen's out of ink.
would you put? It's got to be Braum, right?
Did I hit the camera?
No,
Maybe.
no.
Got to be Braum.
I almost think it did hit the camera.
Didn't.
I mean, Bielema is good.
But it's got to be Braum.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I think it's Fleck. Fleck's better than Braum. I think Fleck's better than Braum.
I thought we said Fleck over Fitzgerald,
We
right?
said Fitzgerald 7, so Fleck 8.
Yeah, then Braum.
Okay. Then Braum 9?
Yeah.
Okay, so Braum 9. So we've got left for 5 spots.
Shiano,
Allen,
Bielema,
Frost, and Bielema.
and Loxley.
And Loxley. I'm going to go, let's work backwards. I'm going to go.
Loxley last?
Is that racist?
No, because he was 50 at New Mexico?
I'm going to say Loxley last. I'm going to say.
But he's not that bad, though.
He's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The Big Ten coaches aren't that great, aren't that bad.
Like, Loxley isn't that bad. Like, he recruits decent. His teams, like, he makes bowl games. He wins Big Ten games.
There's not a Brian Harsin in this conference. That just doesn't match up. All right, I'm going back to 10. 10.
Put Frost last so we're not racist.
Let's do Frost last. We're going to
Loxley.
avoid the racism. Loxley, 13. All right, 12, Allen. 11, Bielema. 10, Shiano.
All right.
You like Bielema better than Shiano?
No, because
Oh,
Shiano created a program by
Right.
himself. Like,
Right.
Rutgers wasn't anything. And he came back and brought hope to a program that didn't have a lot of hope.
Are we just tossing out Scott Frost UCF though? Like I know the Nebraska.
He's been in Nebraska 4 years, hasn't done anything.
Yeah, like you are what you are at a certain point.
Also, we don't want the graphic to get
Yeah,
flamed.
yeah. But like I know a loss is a loss. I think they were much better than their record. I know that's a popular sentiment, but
That doesn't get the bills paid, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
especially in year 4. If it's
Yeah,
year
we're
1,
we're trying to pay bills here.
yeah, like
yep. I
We're
mean,
try-
Nebraska doesn't need to worry. They
Year
sell
one,
out
you don't know anything
everything.
about paying bills, working hard,
what's
bringing home the bacon.
Nebraska.
Not gallivanting around the
But
South.
also, let's talk about they brought in Scott Frost after being 9-3 all the time,
That's true. Yeah,
and he's made them 4-8.
correct. That's a poor move. That's a move in the wrong direction.
And like Loxley, like Maryland was just like Loxley wasn't right after Randy Edsel, but he was after the guy who got accused of creating a culture that DJ Durkin, who's at A&M now. Yeah,
might have killed a guy.
the culture might have. Yes.
Where was I? I was on Twitter and I was going to read your question. So there we go. We ranked the Big Ten.
I think that's a good ranking.
Next week the ACC, Dabo number 1. Then you fill it out from there.
yeah.
How far does Cristobal go up?
I thought
Interesting.
but yeah, you're ranking based on potential, I guess, but not really because he did have good teams.
Big 12 is going to be interesting.
Where would you put the Texas and Oklahoma's coaches
It's going to be difficult.
in the SEC?
In the SEC? Oh.
So Venables.
I think
and
you start
Sark.
No, you start behind. You go all the way to at least 4. None of them are as good as Kelly.
No, yep.
So, and I would say there's no proof that Sark or Venables are as good as Lane. So I would go backwards a spot.
That.
I'd probably put him. I'd slot him in on mine.
I would say that
Between Stoops and Pittman.
I'd say that Venables is as good defensively as Lane is offensively.
Well, you think that?
We think that.
You think that with Clemson defensive talent that Dabo was able to get via church donations or whatever. But
New Spring Church.
will he be able to do that at Oklahoma?
I think
You assume that he will. I mean,
We'll see.
same assumption that you had to make with Brian Kelly and Billy Napier.
No, well, Brian Kelly did it. Kelly's done it like
at multiple programs. As the head coach.
Yeah, Venables has never been a head coach.
All right.
Fair enough.
And Sark has been a head coach and stunk before.
That's true. But he had problems he doesn't have.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did have problems.
All right, Roughnecks. What question would you ask the podcast if the ladies weren't in the room? And unfortunately, we do have a lady here. You didn't tell me you were coming. It's not my fault.
It's okay. We had a miscommunication.
We're happy that you're here.
Spencer Shy says, power rank these fries. Crinkle cut, steak, Cajun, waffle, curly, Parmesan truffle, or Old Bay. First of all, that's too many things to rank.
Fuck, what?
Do like 4, not 7. That's ridiculous.
I do not like Cajun fries.
I'm not a crinkle cut guy.
I'm
curly, I would say, is a top tier fry.
Curly, I'm bullish.
And Old Bay fries, just get that out of here.
Yeah, Old Bay fries.
That's just all that is just
worst Cajun fries.
But that's Old Bay fries is just seasoning. That's
Old Bay popcorn is good though.
Yeah, but that's just seasoning.
It's just seasoning.
So is Parmesan
crinkle is
truffle.
a type of fry. Steak is a type of fry. Waffle
you know what?
Is a type
Add
of fry.
hot sauce fry, ketchup fries on there. Why not?
Ketchup fries, yes. So Old Bay fries is not a thing. Parmesan truffle fries to me not a thing. I would go curly fries.
Man has a uterus?
Why not shoe? He doesn't have shoestring on here. Kiss, marry, kill from Colton Kirby. Manziel, Tebow, Burrow.
That would be a good question.
I'd kiss Burrow, I think.
Have him read it out loud.
I'd probably marry Tebow because good values. I'd kill Johnny. Sorry, but Johnny's got to go in that scenario. I got to pee so bad. What is it?
This is on the brand for the questions. Just read this tweet.
All right. I just found out that guys don't know that the L and R stand for left and right fallopian tubes. Y'all need to pay more attention in school. What?
I did not know there was an L and R on those bad boys.
I thought there was just one. I thought you just threw them up. I thought it was just a one-way highway. I didn't think.
It's 2.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't want to know that again. Please never.
That is funny, though. It would be a funny TikTok. Would it go viral?
Yeah, it's and also you can use it for left and right hand. It kind of corresponds.
What is a compliment that you wish you would receive more often? Says JB Shank.
You're hot.
You have a big penis.
Well, I get that all the time. Imagine if someone just came in and like you walked
in
got a
big
work
penis
and be like, "Yo, Brandon, nice penis day today."
When will you acknowledge the fact that Colin Klein deserved the Heisman over Johnny Manziel? Says Ghost Mike Toscano. Never. Colin Klein was fine, but no.
No one ever talks about him, which I guess he should get some more love, but no.
Kansas State has several players that should be talked about more in the annals. Like Michael Bishop in '98 was incredible. Darren Sproles at Kansas State was unbelievable. And then Colin Klein was great, but he wasn't Johnny Manziel. Sorry.
No.
Sometimes you just get beat by a better guy.
Yeah. If Johnny didn't exist, that would have been a great story.
English Football Derek says deep dive into Jack Mack's hottest ladies rankings and create the nationwide top 25.
You got to do a football players' moms list at some point.
You know,
at least in-house.
Don't act like you're above that.
That's the thing was I was about to act like I was above that, but then
you're not.
But then I thought to myself, that's so dumb that I'm saying that. I just don't want to be known as like the I'll work it out in my brain.
A little late for that, buddy.
I know.
Paige Browning says, why have y'all not talked about Johnny Manziel yet? Without Casey there, he won't be talked about. And as a fellow woman, I'm here to support her.
We have not brought up Johnny.
Yeah,
we just talked about it.
Yeah.
But it was a question.
But it's funny, right before.
It was a question, though.
Oh,
we didn't bring him up. Somebody else brought him up. And there would be complaints. Oh, they're still talking about Johnny. Literally 2 questions had Johnny in them. So
yeah, and they'll be like, this podcast should be renamed Texas A&M Podcast. We talked about Texas A&M for 2 minutes.
Also, I'm just going to say it since she's not here.
Oh, no. Sleeves are being rolled up.
I don't check it often, but sometimes I check the Reddit to see what's going on. Which I do.
Yeah,
that's something I should do.
You got to stop that, yeah.
Fine, but I do it.
Yeah.
I think there's some right-headed people there and some wrong-headed people there, just like there are in every other walk of life.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just dudes that like the product, and that's good. We need them.
But they make funny jokes sometimes.
But there's one guy who every week will recap what happens in Unnecessary Roughness.
Oh, in the podcast thread?
And he does it to make fun of Casey, and he says all these things. And the problem is, and everybody cheers him on, he lies. He lies a lot.
Yeah.
He's full of shit. You can say whatever you want about Casey. I'm not going to sit here and defend her just because she's my. But you will say, yeah, she talked for 30 minutes about Texas A&M. That's just never true.
Never.
She might go 2 or 3 minutes. That's not true. You try to get internet cool points because the Reddit thread doesn't like Casey all that much, or acts like they don't because they're jealous and scared of hot women. But you try to get internet cool points by saying these things that she says, and you're fucking lying. So when you go to the podcast thread tomorrow, make sure you tell him Brandon Walker said this. The guy posting these recaps is full of fucking shit, and he's only doing them trying to make Casey look bad so he can look good on his little piece of shit internet place. There you go.
Do you know his username?
Write that up, motherfucker.
Do you know his username?
I don't know, don't care. And I'm not, this is not a shot at the Redditors because they are valuable people.
No, it's one person.
It's one person. It's one of y'all that's going back and reporting what's happening on this show, and he is lying to you. He is absolutely embellishing and saying stupid things because he knows y'all don't like Casey, and he's trying to make himself look funny, and he's not. He's a piece of fucking shit. Print that shit, motherfucker. Good. I'm glad she's not here, so she didn't have to hear that. I would like to hear Brandon talk about the nuance of the Ukraine attack and whether or not the U.S. should intervene. I'm not sure how much nuance is involved at all.
Yeah, I think it's pretty direct.
Pretty cut and dry here.
Also, it's the Russian attacking Ukraine, not the other way around. Weird.
No, it's Russia going in. And,
going in, yeah. Do you think we have any podcast listeners in Ukraine?
I wouldn't rule it out.
I wouldn't rule it out. If you are, hit us up. If you're in Russia,
if you are
more
in Ukraine, take care of yourself first.
More likely Russia though, because it's just so much bigger in like Moscow. Yeah.
How often do you think about farting while talking during the podcast?
I didn't think about it during this podcast.
I think about peeing a lot. I always have to pee on the show.
I think I was contagious. I gave that to you.
Mm-hmm. Paige Browning says, "Why isn't Jack Mac here?" She just made the joke somebody else made.
Paige Browning said that.
Yeah,
that's
no,
hilarious.
Like
Good
you.
one, Paige.
Coleman Lowry says,
came up with that at her doctorate program.
Monster trucks or diesel trucks?
Monster.
Monster trucks. If you're just a normal guy and you buy a truck that needs diesel and you buy one of those that takes up 4 parking spaces, fuck you.
Yeah, and like,
you don't need all that truck. You don't need that fucking all that fucking.
And if
body.
you're under like 6'4" in that truck,
right?
No,
get a fucking Saab or something.
Yeah, Saab. I don't think they make those anymore.
Cottonwood Joey, acknowledge that Colin Klein deserved the Heisman
again.
Over Men's. Was that the same guy?
No.
Maybe he has a different burner.
If you said Cottonwood Joey, I will remember.
Ghost Mike okay, that's ridiculous. No, he didn't. All right. Bob Stoffel says, have you watched the new season of Pornhub? That's not a thing. Barstool Draft Grader, how many times do you have to scratch your balls per episode? If I need to scratch them, I usually scratch them.
Yeah. Everyone in this office.
I would ask, okay, all right. Darkwing Duck says, I'd ask why the ladies aren't in the room because they're women and, it's football show.
Yeah, it's time to
Would you hold your nuts?
Bring the old days back.
Wait. Gino Fornero, would you hold your nuts on TV all season if it meant your team won the Natty? Would you hold someone else's? If my team won the Natty, I would let anybody who wants to hold my nuts hold them all.
So you'd have to go like this the whole time?
Yeah. I would do that for a Natty.
Yeah, most guys do that anyway, kind of.
That's true.
Just leave their hands down there.
I discovered last night I sleep like that. I sleep on my side.
How do you discover that?
I was laying there this morning, and every time I would notice, my hand was just there. And I was like, I sleep like that.
It's probably because it's the warmest part of the body.
I guess.
Yeah, that's one thing that like guys don't realize. Like you guys think they're so discreet when they scratch their balls. Not at all.
Our hands
just end up there. Yes.
Our hands and our dicks and balls love each other. Sorry.
It's just no. I'm not saying.
No.
But it's funny. Like guys think they're so discreet. Like no, every single time.
It's good that we have a girl in the room.
It's noticed.
Or woman.
Yeah.
Would you rather have sex with a classic mermaid, bottom half fish, top half human, or reverse mermaid, bottom half human, top half fish?
Oh, that's an interesting question because
I'd rather kiss the top half human.
Can you have sex with the bottom half mermaid?
Woman, top half woman, but we're not having. It's only oral sex.
Yeah, because where do you?
And it's not me performing it.
How does A&M get away with cheating? Everybody gets away with cheating, brother. How does Alabama do it? How does Clemson do it? How does Ohio State do it? Brandon, do you scratch your balls and sniff them?
Why do they? So why is
They're
that
just all about our balls?
It's all about the balls.
All
Pause.
right, there you go.
Oh, is it?
I got to go anyway because I got to go bowling. Stephen Chase.
Yeah.
So that's a good show. Casey will be back next week. She had something she had to attend to. It's the off season, so it's nice to have different permutations and mixtures of us.
Maybe you'll do an Ask the Girls episode.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
you can do all 4 of us.
You'll get a lot better questions.
I'm gonna set that one out.
You'll get a lot better questions. Of course, I'll ask like, what's your favorite recipes?
Hell, if the draft is coming, you'll see me in the kitchen.
Fingernail polish.
It is funny how quick it changes.
Yeah. No. I saw you tweeting about that earlier.
We're never going to a draft again, right?
No. Well, if anything, it would be like you'd be drafted to do like tasks on your computer. Like
Yeah.
No one's getting sent anywhere. Unless you want to, like if you
We
want
can fight this war
volunteer.
virtually.
Well, I would say if I got drafted, I'm a meme. Like I'll do meme warfare.
Vindog.
You're Vindog.
Yeah, meme warfare. Yeah.
What if Vindog's a general in the army?
Okay, have you seen Ukraine's Twitter
Yeah,
account?
exactly.
yeah.
That's meme warfare.
It's insane.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Let's go. That's unnecessary roughness.